Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Grenades and Horseshoes right here on Planet Destiny, where we strive to bring good times, good feels, and general shenanigans every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
You clicked the screen.
Not yet, Mark.
Oh, did I? I was clicking out of Audacity.
I scared you.
Waka waka.
All right. Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Grenades and Horseshoes right here on the Planet Destiny Twitch channel. We're here every week, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So thanks for joining us. And this week, of course, as you can see behind us, we're at the tower, which is currently getting wrecked. We're not doing anything about it. We're just going to have the show. How did you guys like the beta so far? I'm joined by Grey Ghost, of course, as always, and Yunalala. Terrible.
Guys.
I'm a terrible intro guy.
No worries, man.
Hogging on the limelight yourself.
Yeah.
I'm MarkSquare.
Look at me. I'm in the middle.
This is my episode.
Yeah, you guys shut up. You just be quiet.
But you're exactly right, my friend. It is beta week. It is
Beta week.
It has been such an exciting time, and
Yeah.
I am loving what we get to experience here in Destiny 2. Yunalala, what do you think so far of the beta?
I'm having a ton of fun playing it when I can. After work, I don't get a single day off,
Ooh.
off to play the beta. But I'm loving it. There are certain things that are concerning to me about my favorite class, but I'm gonna tuck those away deep inside and hold it in, and
It's not healthy.
and deal with it on September 6th.
Yeah, because I
Maybe
guess
we'll get another
Bungie
class.
has been saying that there's changes that are on the horizon. What's your favorite class, Yuna?
Hunter,
Yeah, hunters are in a little bit of a rough
Yep.
spot.
yes.
Historically,
yes.
I've been a hunter since the previous beta. And the other day, I tried a Titan. And, well, Yuna can attest to this. I was making sounds like I was unconsciously making fun sounds.
Yeah, but yeah, bedtime fun time sounds.
But,
Oh,
whoa,
really?
I didn't know they were that good.
Really?
Well, suffice it to say, I really like the Titan. I mean, I'm like shoulder charging stuff. I'm shooting all the bullets all the time. Like, even the movement, I just feel like with the extra lift, like, I never liked Titan in Destiny 1. Like, it was my
Right.
third, like, pick out of all of them. I was Hunter,
I couldn't stand
Warlock,
it.
then Titan. And I was always dead. Like, but where they've equalized stuff, like I've been playing the Titan with the Smash. What is that called? Gosh, I'm gonna get lampooned for this. Anyway,
I'm not bailing you out here.
You smash
Okay, I'm
Titans,
just-
yeah.
Smash. In the hook smash.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk one, and I'm just absolutely loving it. You get 2 grenades for one. We can all agree in the beta, the recharge time for your abilities is incredibly long. Your supers don't come around very often. Even when you pick up orbs, they do very little for your super bar.
Right.
And you get quite a few of the, the melee ability, like the Titan shield. I love that low shield where you can kind of like aim over it and not have to reload, just stuck back in, it reloads. But you get
reloads
2
your weapon.
grenades, just automatically. You just get 2 grenades. And then you get a helpful melee skill, which, would you like to talk about how helpful the Hunter melee skill is? Triggered.
Yeah.
Just a frown.
It's crap.
It's
Sad.
like Shade Step 0.5. And
Yeah.
while I do like the utility of Shade Stepping away and regaining my melee, how often is that going to be how you're going to survive an encounter? And how much utility does that provide to your group? And the answer is big fat 0.
Yeah,
None.
very little.
There's no group utility.
Yeah, and I mean,
And-
you're already kind of squishy as a hunter. It feels squishy.
Yeah,
And
I
you
have to
get
sacrifice
close.
speed and yeah.
You have to get close to use that dodge to recharge the melee to use it again. And I have much more success actually getting the free reload using that dodge ability and trying to keep my distance. But we can kind of get into that a little bit later in the show, certainly. Anybody playing Warlock though?
I tried it.
I played a little bit.
Yeah.
I threw a lot of swords. None of them hit anything. I threw a lot
Yeah.
of swords. I was
It
so
is-
inaccurate. Yeah.
It did
Yeah.
not last very long. So I don't
No.
know. Like my Arc Strider lasted way longer. And I do have to say, I know I was hating on it a little bit. now that I know that there's certain combos you can use, it's more effective. It is still 8 million times more effort that you have to put in for a lower return on investment for your effort. Which, while it's cool that they did that and you can do different moves and they do different things, I'm not playing Street Fighter. I'm playing Destiny. And I don't want to have to remember combos when everyone else can just be like, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger. Ooh,
yeah, easy button.
Yeah,
everyone's dead.
It's
the
not
one thing about the Warlock that really impressed me was this new Rift ability. I mean, that has been extremely useful in PvP.
I agree, yeah. I think it's going to be key. Yeah.
I think that's going to be super clutch in raids, too.
I do
Especially with the new mechanic where we're not going to be doing, they haven't really specified, but I would actually be surprised if it wasn't on the token system, where they specified that it's not going to be the same as D1. The healing is going to be really clutch. You're not going to be able to do a raid without a Warlock running that. Well, you're just not going to be able to.
Not just that, in PvP, even, I love it. Up front, I'm a fan person. I really like, Bungie can basically do no wrong in my eyes. So I've loved the beta. And I was a Halo player, and I like team shooting. That's a thing that I like. Yeah. I like every aspect of the game that I play to be so team-oriented that I like the new way that everyone takes so much damage. But what that does, though, is it makes things that give you overshields or things that give you your health back that much more powerful, especially where the Warlock can lay it down and everyone can stand it and everyone's getting health back. Not only does it give you your health back if someone's shooting you and you already have a considerable amount of health, it gives all of your teammates health back too. And so you've got a spot that you've rallied all of your teammates to, and they're going to stay there and they're going to help you team shoot everyone else. It's like a natural rally point. The same with the Titan Shield. It's a natural rally point. You put it there, everyone's like, hey, let's get behind this wall that wasn't there before. This is cool. Whereas the Hunter doesn't have anything like that. Yeah. There is a third spot open that we could get. My guess is in a future expansion we'll get a third class and we could get the Night Stalker 2.0. But I will say this, the Titan feels like Destiny 2 to me, whereas the Warlock and the Hunter didn't feel different enough. I really just once I started playing the Titan, I was just so sold. I just really felt amazing. All the smashes, the shoulder charge. You can use your shoulder charge. If you don't hit anything, you don't lose it. So you can use it for dodging and for extra bursts of speed to throw people off in PvP, and for movement in PvE, even making it a little farther on a jump, and you don't lose it. Then there's no cooldown. You've still got it. So
and I think it feels more fair that the shoulder charge is not a one-hit kill. I mean, it already has been nerfed a little bit in Destiny 1, but it takes your health down significantly more in Destiny 1 than what we saw in the beta. And again, these are early impressions. We're just talking about our experience in the beta. We know that Bungie has announced that this is months old, this build. They've made changes, they've made tweaks. I'm a little bit concerned that they came out and they said, look, this is an early build, we've made changes, we're listening to your feedback. It gets me hopeful that we're going to experience an improved gameplay mechanic, that if there isn't that much different, is the community going to be disappointed? Is this going to actually backfire against them?
Okay.
My burning question is, why are we playing an old build?
Well, they just said that they couldn't. Basically, to get a build ready to go out, it's months old already, I guess. So, my guess is we're playing roughly the same build that they played at the Guardian, the premiere event. Yeah. So that's my guess. They just left that in place and they're busy working on the game to get it polished and ready to send out. The one thing that they have said, a lot of people have concerns about weapon slots, and they're saying, and they've done different things to weapon slots that are hurting PvE. You don't have enough heavy ammo in the PvE, or power ammo, I should say, in the PvE content. But one of the changes is they've made reliable drops for power ammo in PvE to the point where what it sounds like is you can count on certain, my guess is yellow bars or anything with a shield, to drop power ammo for you, to make your power weapon like a viable option all the time. But the thing is, just if you combine up the classes, I think this has been their goal for a long time. If you combine up the classes, minus Hunter at the moment, but if you combine up the classes, sorry, I love Hunters. I always have played one, but if you combine up the classes, especially like a Warlock, 2 Warlocks and a Titan, and you've got the shield to hide behind, you've got damage buff, and you've got health buff, you can really burn stuff down quickly with all that going for you. You just, pull out that sweet business. Man, that gun is just asking for phrasing calls on it all the time. But
I can't wait for the MarkSquare memes to come out around sweet business.
Sweet business. There's going to be cinnamon rolls flying out of that thing.
I mean, as far as the changes to the guns go, I can see why they did that. I know some people really hate it. I'm actually not one of those people. I'm having a great time oscillating between my sunspot. Was it sunspot?
Sunspot.
Between my between that gun in my second slot and an auto rifle in the first. And I use that. I mean, take down shields with that. It's great for. It has the exploding one, so it's really great for clusters of enemies. It's not going to be great for individual heavy tanker guys like the guys with the axes. That's when you swap to the other one and you melt them down. Especially don't shoot them in the head. That's not their crit spot. Their crit spot's in the back.
Oh yeah, pro tip. That's
we need to be a little bit cautious here too, because we're dealing with a very limited pool of weapons to get to enjoy, and not only they're hamstrung in itself that we can't put mods on them, right? We're limited in how we can configure them.
Yep, that's it.
I'm actually really holding my opinion in reserve on these weapons. I mean, we can talk about how each weapon felt, performed. Certainly, I want to talk about how they sounded, because they sounded just amazing.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely.
But as far as how it works in PvP and PvE from an experience standpoint, I think there's too little to make a really good assessment.
Yeah. I totally agree. agree. And even thinking PvP wise, like, remember when you got the Nightshade for the first time?
Yeah.
The pulse rifle? It's like the DPS is not far off Destiny 1. I mean, it burns people down way faster than the other primaries that I had used up to that point. So, I mean, like, there's something to be said for, like, exactly what Grace said. PvP and PvE wise, we don't know what's coming. We don't know what exotic armor pieces we're going to get that might make our supers recharge faster, or our grenades. We just don't know. It's a big unknown. So
I think people need to temper their judgment on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and are these the go-to weapons anyways? Like, there's tons of legendaries in Destiny 1 that you dismantle immediately because it's not viable for either PvP or PvE. And there's going to be a mix here. Some of these are going to be viable. I certainly think the class-specific exotics are going to be viable weapons.
Yeah, it seems like those are going to be good.
Well, but here's the thing. Are those actually class-specific? Because it doesn't actually say class-specific. I think, that's just an easy way of giving us an exotic to try out.
Giving us some variety, too. You're very right. Yep. I just kind of got the impression with how they roll them out to us.
Yeah, that's kind of my guess, too. A lot of people are guessing that very same thing. So, actually, that kind of brings us to our first segment, the Grenades and Horseshoes segment, where we're gonna talk a little bit about our experiences in the beta, and we've each captured a clip this week of us playing the beta, and I am super excited to check those out. Which clip are you going to roll first? Which beautiful bean footage, Greg?
beautiful bean footage. Let's lead off with, let's do Yuna's clip. Are you ready, Yuna?
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Check it out.
So what I focused on my clip for this week, and because what I was actually most excited for was the fact that we got to explore Nessus a bit, and it wasn't something that we were expecting. And loading into the strike and being able to see that, it was a surprise, just like the beginning of the Cepheid strike in the rocket yard, where there were people there, and obviously, I mean, when something like that, it's going to be part of like the patrol map or something like that. I spend most of my time in Destiny, like, on a patrol map, like, trying to find things and jumping and seeing how far I can jump, and just the exploration of that is, like, a huge thing for me. So being able to explore a little bit was actually what I was hands down the most excited about, because that was, to me, a surprise. So not a big deal to some people, but for me, it was a huge deal. Being able to find pikes. Oh, man, I found so many pikes. And, jumping in the Vex milk, you're like, can't jump in the Vex milk. I go on a pike and I'm like,
She did.
I wonder.
It's like an
You
airboat.
can go anywhere you want in the Vex milk. And it's not going to hurt you if you're on a pike.
If you're on a pike.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you're on a pike. So I went and I tested all the limits, and I went and I saw exactly how far it could go. Like back
saw
there.
that said turn
I was
back,
getting
didn't
red. Yeah, when you have an abandoned pike, the lonely drag at the bottom of the Vex milk.
I was also very surprised with the size of the environment of the strike.
Yeah, it was huge.
It's huge.
I'm surprised they let us see as much as they did. I mean, with drop ships and everything, the only enemy that we didn't see was like Brawl and stuff like that, and I would imagine they would be there anyways. No hide.
Right.
No, it wouldn't seem right above ground.
I need to
and
find
all
the
that.
Fallen, because I've seen clips that there's Fallen in the
are.
environment,
They're in
but
the
I
strike.
haven't.
What?
I
Yeah,
haven't
there's one right
experienced
there.
them yet.
There's Captain right there. They're duking it out with a bunch of the Cabal.
Maybe I'm too
you
slow,
have to run in.
and I get there after the Cabal have wiped them out.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, and I think it's making a point with the story and the strike. Very, very great story and strike. Did I see a
Cool rocks.
a door?
I love these rocks. Sorry.
Oh, I know. The whole environment is just beautiful, and it's huge. And we realized too that things were time gated, because there was a set of teleporters that were out one time when we were there, and the next time they weren't.
Oh, sure.
So the first day that we were in there, so when we were in there on Tuesday night, they weren't there. When we went in there on Wednesday night, they were there. And then when I went to go shoot this last night, they were not there. So
Not there again.
the fact that, I can have proven with my eyes visually that the environment changes, and there's the pike posse. There's a posse of pikes.
Say that 5 times fast.
Posse
Probably
of pikes,
not.
posse of pikes, posse of pikes, posse of pikes, posse of pikes,
Oh, wow.
posse of pikes.
Literary champion.
And done.
Yeah, that could have gone really badly.
You were playing with disaster there.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
We were talking about time-gated events.
Oh yeah,
and,
time-gated events. The fact that, like, with my own eyes, I witnessed that they did change things. Like, and like everything was low key. There wasn't anything specific to that, but having that change like on a day-to-day basis is crazy.
It makes me wonder. You know how they said that they wanted to make the engine more flexible to real-time changes for live events and these whole lost sectors and unlocking certain things at certain times. I wonder if this was part of their test. They were saying, okay, we're going to put this strike. We know that it's a patrol zone, which means there's certain aspects that we can turn off and on, and here we want to flip a switch and open up
testing.
An area, and then we're going to turn that switch off and just see how the engine responds to the stimulation to turn those things on or off. And that's why now, we've missed our window and now we're not seeing it. They tested that functionality, they were satisfied with it, and now they've moved on.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, so far people have been able to glitch into what's pretty much assumed or suspected to be one of those lost sectors. And that's actually the Vex door. The one that looks like the vaulted glass, the one that you saw from earlier,
Okay.
Yep, it's actually, that's where they were able to go in there. Now, there's another door that's going to come up in the video that I thought looked suspicious. It could be just there for architectural purposes. But I think that, like right here, I do think that this might open up for us.
Yeah.
It's too conspicuous, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's weird. The design doesn't look like it's for nothing.
Right.
Could be.
It doesn't belong
there was
there.
doors in the tower that stayed closed, and then there was just a ramen shop behind them. But it's exciting though. Oh, I think we're about to see the door right here.
I started with the door, close up, and then I ended up with the door back there. But that was like a really amazing surprise, because that's probably one of the things I love the most about the game is finding all the locations and looking at the landscape, and those were like my favorite Bungie shows that they did. The streams, they had that series of streams, and the ride-alongs, like they did a ride-along with like Craig when he was on Guardian Radio.
Rocks.
Rocks and science. And so like now, like, because I always loved I loved that, like now I look at like, ooh, how are they, like I said, like I loved those rocks. So that's translated into Destiny 2. So I was super excited to be able to explore.
That's amazing. Did I ever tell you about when Craig tried to help me with Gishwis last year?
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
It's coming right up.
We'll talk about that later.
Anyway, NASA guy. Yeah, anyway, let's throw some more of that bean footage, Gray.
Yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to show up my clips. So this is, the intro mission, Homecoming, which, you load into the beta. This is your first experience. And the things that really struck me here, right? Initially, this is our first encounter with our only encounter with Cade, but our first encounter with an NPC being interactive in the mission. And it felt so cinematic, but it wasn't a cutscene. And I love the aspect of it. And then as you're walking through here and you get your first interaction with Shaxx, a couple of things that I wanted to point out here. So first of all, the rendering on Shaxx just looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is...
He has a raise lighter.
He does have a raise lighter, yep. But the way that the sparks are falling on his character and the way that the particle effects of those sparks respond to his polygons, his animation, is just, it's amazing. It's so immersive. It seems very realistic.
It's like a cutscene you can walk through.
Right. Yeah, there's a part where it hits the top of his sword and it just kind of, some of it dissolves on top of his sword. Like the sparks are kind of fizzling out.
Fizzle out.
And the rest of them are bouncing off of him. And the amount of detail that they put into that just surprised me. And this is my jaw is dropped as I'm playing through this mission for the first time.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. The colors are rich. The textures are superior. And I mean, they should be superior to Destiny 1. This is 3 years newer than Destiny 1, and they truly delivered on it. So this is one of the first ones that I was really impressed by. My second clip is as we get to some of the environment that we're familiar with from Destiny 1. So we're at the Tower Plaza, and it's just being completely destroyed by the Cabal. Missiles are coming in, and we're seeing familiar places. The pillars, these environments have been destroyed, and it was just kind of striking to me to be in such a familiar environment, looking better than it looks in Destiny 1 because we're in the new engine, and yet so different because of what's going on in the story.
Yeah.
And this,
did you try to open
we don't
your
know
vault?
what's going to happen, but this might be the only time we get to experience the tower. The tower might be gone.
This could be the end of it. Yeah. Forever.
Can we talk about how awesome it is that they seamlessly plopped people in?
Yeah, that is awesome. They gave you a fire team, of randos.
Well, but not even a fire team. It was just this is our social space, and yes, there are people here. It made it more real to me. It blew my mind.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. I tried to use the vault. I tried to open it, for a while.
You tried to get your stuff.
For longer than you should have.
Longer than I died many times.
Well, it looks like it's up intermittently, so who knows?
Yeah, and something I haven't been able to do yet, but I want to go back in and have this happen. You can actually res Zavala. He can actually die in this encounter, and you can res him.
Yeah.
And I guess he's been careful each time I've played with him that he hasn't died, but
I got to
very
res him.
cool what Bungie did with this, and really love this experience. I mean, what a great way to kick off the beta, but I'm also assuming how they're kicking off Destiny 2.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I've played the mission many, many times. It's really, really fun. I really like it. Yeah, I would get near the end, and then I would just log out of that character, then log back in and go again. Because it just starts the mission over for you. Yeah, so my clip is also from the tower here. Here it goes. And I was talking about this, the Titan and all his abilities and stuff. And if you want to know what I'm going to be doing in Destiny 2, I'm just going to straight be shooting all the bullets all the time. Did you see this? How long have I been shooting here? Just duck behind that short shield. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's see.
I'm sorry, that is so OP.
Still shooting, and I'm still shooting. Yeah, so full disclosure, I cut all this together to make it look like I was shooting longer than I was. But many, many times, I had a chance to really showcase.
Was hacked. You hacked it.
I had a chance to showcase something from the beta, and I just chose bullets everywhere all the time for so long. But it does apply. Like you duck behind that short barrier, you come out, your weapon is reloaded. The Sweet Business has 99 rounds anyway. I never even stop firing because I don't want it to slow down. I duck in, I come back out, I keep firing just all the time. And in fact, you'll see at the end of the clip, I just kept firing. I just wanted to keep killing things, and I accidentally shoot my fire team partner, the guy that they did put with me, for a long time. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing in Destiny 2. Nice. I'll be standing in a Warlock pool that does DPS, extra DPS, and I'll just be firing my bullets for days. Yeah, I'll be handling Sweet Business.
So, I mean, this is kind of a good time to talk about one of my favorite things in the beta, and just what is going to be awesome in Destiny 2 is the sound of these guns. I mean, Destiny 1 already had a great audio mix, and Destiny 2, I mean, talk about nailing it with the sound of these weapons.
Oh, man.
Probably the biggest one that I thought that they made the biggest improvement on was the auto rifles. I mean, they sounded okay in Destiny 1, but they certainly didn't make it feel like you had a powerful weapon in your hands from the audio of it. Yeah. But now with a little bit of a pew 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 type sound, but now in Destiny 2, I mean, they sound meaty. They've got some heft to them, and they feel good.
It's satisfying. It's meaty.
Meaty.
She's gonna lose it.
I could say something, but then I'll get called phrasing.
Oh yeah. You're right. Everything, like not only that, like the abilities. Okay, so like you throw a grenade, and it hits, and it explodes, and it feels amazing. Like especially electric grenades. I mean, just the sound effects and what happens to the enemies when you hit them. Everything just feels super visceral, super exciting. I know it's a new game, and I'm sure we'll get used to it and get totally jaded about it, like we did for Destiny 1. I'm sure a lot of people did. So, but everything in it is. What I would say is it's like Destiny 1, except for your quality of life and the excitement of being in the world has been ramped up.
Right.
Everything in it feels funner to use and more satisfying to use. The abilities are more exciting to use, like, and if you're not a hunter, and it's really, really a blast. I really enjoy it. Even the delivery system for the Cabal and just the way that it hits, and like I actually saw one of those kill another Cabal. There was a shielded Cabal, and it landed right on him and killed him. I was like, I mean,
awesome.
Yeah. So it's the stuff that I love about Destiny 1. Like even weird physics things happening. Some of the enemies will shoot you with physics-based weapons like the Scions, and they've got the physics right enough to rely on that. And they'll knock you into the air. They'll knock you back. Move you to different parts of the map. Like I really, really have enjoyed the beta so far. So I can't wait for the real game, for the full game.
Favorite new enemy type so far is the dude with the cleavers. I was not expecting that.
Okay,
so I know people are like, ooh, reskin Cabal, reskin Cabal.
No,
there's nothing that we've seen about these guys before. They are absolutely completely brand new. I love it. I love it. So for the people that are like, "Ooh, it's just reskins," it's not just a reskin.
No,
you're just being salty at that point.
Yeah. They also did a really good job, I think, working on the AI of the enemies, because I feel like they are responding to my movement better than the enemies in Destiny 1. And I mean, you'd expect some improvement with time, and we're in a different generation of the game, but I didn't expect it to be noticeable that these are the same enemies, but they are acting very different from the enemies that I'm used to fighting. The Vex, actually not quite as much. I did not notice the Vex interacting with me in our engagements differently, but the Cabal, I did have some times that I was like, that's interesting that Centurion is attacking me in this way, because I'm used to being able to observe his mechanic that he's just going to repeat over and over again, and then develop a strategy against it. I felt like in this first mission, when we came up against the Centurions, they changed their tactics. They approached the encounter a little differently based on where I was coming in from.
No, they did. Totally. They definitely shift their shields in different directions depending on what area that you're approaching from, and they group up and they hide behind each other's shields. So like they have like group play interaction stuff, and I don't feel like they have that before. So that is definitely something I noticed, is that it seems like they are, playing as a fire team too, which is really cool.
Yeah, very immersive.
It's going to make every encounter feel differently too, because they're going to be reacting to the way that we play it. So I look forward to confusing the AI with my strange way of playing and just seeing what they do. Like that one guy I was playing, it's super weird. I was trying to, my rule for that guy with the shield was I'm going to shoulder charge this guy to death. So I was like making passes at him, I was coming through, shoulder charge, run away, come back, like burn his shield down with the energy weapon, come through, shoulder charge. I was getting ready to come in and shoulder charge him for that last one, and just that giant Cabal delivery device landed right on his head and killed him. I was like, stole my kills. But there's going to be so many great moments in Destiny 2, I can already tell. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're actually getting a little bit long for our first segment of the show, but let's do maybe a one-word close on our impression of Destiny 2, and we will start with MarkSquare.
Fantastic.
All right, Yuna?
Fresh.
Fresh. I like that.
Fresh. It's a double entendre there.
I'm gonna say.
It's gotta start with an F, Chris.
And the reason why I'm gonna say is as I left Destiny 2 beta and my initial experiences with all encounters, I was going, this is a game that I'm willing to give another 1,000 hours of my life to. And Destiny is the only other game I've ever given 1,000 hours or more of my life to, which means that there's other things in my life which are going to continue to not get the attention that it deserves.
Like toenail clipping.
So
just like coming out.
There's a reason why the webcams are here and above.
That's right.
All right.
Jesus.
Just flip flops with gnarly toenails.
Great. Well, that was a good opening. I think we should head to maybe our next location. What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move
and
on.
away.
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to a segment that we like to call
Hammer Forged.
This is where we highlight a community artist, a Destiny community artist, that does a little bit different trade. So if they do crafting, if they do sculpture, if they do something that actually involves creating something physical as opposed to what you'd expect in digital art or even physical art of like a painting or something like that. Hammer Forged, just like you would think, we're looking for what artists are doing that is actually creating something that's more like a model or something like that.
Three-dimensional.
Yeah,
or like a cosplay or something like that in the future.
Yeah, cosplay.
Yep,
that would
exactly.
be awesome.
Yep, we'll be highlighting cosplayers and the like. But this week, MarkSquare tapped one of his close friends, and who do we got to showcase this week?
We have Brick and Nick. So he's very, you probably have seen his stuff recently, even if you don't know. He did the full scale Young Wolf's Howl that was at Guardian Con. They did a Suro shotgun that was in the D2 beta, or the promo poster. He did that. Actually, I've learned something cool about that Young Wolf's Howl. The Lego version does the exact same amount of DPS as the Young Wolf's Howl in the game. In fact,
Nice.
It's because you just don't know how to do it. Use it.
Don't know how to use that. So he's really, really talented, and his name, if you're looking for him, is Brick and Nick. So Brick I-N Nick. So check him out. And this week we've got our Hammer Forged of him building a sidearm with Legos, and also just so you guys know, the little intro that we just had with the G and H, he is not responsible. I did that, and that's why it's awful and not good. So let's see how
It was fine.
Mark,
just okay.
I haven't played the intro yet.
Super basic. Oh man.
Oops.
There's your intro.
There it is. Yeah, sorry about this. It looks like the dragon from the Atari game Adventure in the end there. So I did this little time lapse in honor of Brick and Nick being on the show. Messed up the end, turned into a plus. So here is his video. Destiny 2 sidearm in the brick.
He is so organized.
He
Yeah,
is. Look, he's got all his
Legos
pieces laid
out.
out. Yeah. I've recently asked him about commissioning I'd like to have a ghost. A full-size ghost made out of Legos. So usually when those guys do that, they'll glue all the pieces together and everything, so it's a permanent item. It's an actual sculpture. There we go.
There's a whole movie about gluing stuff together. Legos.
Oh.
The Lego
Is it?
movie.
The Lego. Oh, yeah.
Now, is this an actual
so
sidearm
cool
in the
looking.
game? Is this like a replica? Which one? Do you know the name of it?
I don't. It's in the beta, though, right?
Oh, it's
I
one
don't
of the
know.
new weapons.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, but not only that, but like if a Vex attacks, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, I squealed when I saw this the first time. You guys were there. Oh, I said.
Pew!
Oh, pew pew. Fully fireable. Fully fire. Oh, that's right. Getting it right in the cabals.
Got wrecked.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
that
if you
was
guys
a
wanna,
great video.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out Brick and Nick, go to BRICKINNICK, and he is on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, all with that name, BRICKINNICK. So Brickin' Nick, and he'll have a lot of satisfying stuff for you to look at. He did the Discord app logo, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And so I really, he's done all kinds of stuff. He's constantly doing Destiny stuff. So he's a member of the DCA as well with me. So that's how I got to know him. And I really, really appreciate him sending in that video. And if anybody wants to send in videos of any kind, whether it's clips of the game that they've played or artwork, what is our feedback email, Yuna?
It is gandhfeedback@gmail.com. So it's not a little icon, and it's just straight the word gandhfeedback@gmail.com.
All right, yeah. So send us all anything you want to see featured here on the show. Give us a little description, and give us also in that email put how we should promote you as well. What are you on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram? Just your preferred method of getting your Destiny art out there. Make sure you put that in the email as well, so we can give you a plug. We really appreciate the Destiny community and all the positive, wonderful people in it, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. We want to promote you guys and get the word out about great Guardians all over the galaxy. So go ahead and send stuff into our email there.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh crap! Marvel gonna sue.
Can't use that. Yep. Trademark.
Cut that out. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us for episode 3. We've had a really great time making the show. I hope you have a really great time watching it. So, Yuna, is there any place that they should look to find us?
Yeah, like we said earlier in the show, our feedback email is up. It's gnhfeedback@gmail.com. So, yeah, any videos you guys want to send us, any feedback, we want to, enjoy the things that you guys enjoy. So, totally share away. Super interested in that. You can reach us on our Twitter. Our kind of group handle is GNH Show. That's it. We were very lucky that wasn't taken. My personal one is Yunalala, so YUNIELALA. Grey Ghost is Grey, GREY, not AY, Ghost 2E. And then Mark is MarkSquare _ at the end.
And we will see you guys in episode 4.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.